Well, I gotta be completely honest with you guys, and I hate to start out a video like this, but I gotta tell you, I'm very embarrassed. Why is that? Because this is the current state of my personal Tesla Model 3. Welcome back to another out-of-spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Windsor, Colorado. Today I wanna talk suspension cleaning. We are midwinter here in Colorado, and the roads are absolutely disgusting out. So this is something I do kind of midwinter every single year on my vehicle. So I take the wheels off and do a deep suspension cleaning. We've got tons of road grime, salt, mag chloride, and just general dirt. So today we're going to be doing a deep dive in cleaning all these. I want to show you how you can do this at home. Let's jump into it. So I'm going to be doing two videos with this car in its current state. This thing is just absolutely disgusting. But this video, suspension cleaning, and let's take a look at how it's actually looking. So we've just got dirt, grime, everything in here, just looking absolutely disgusting all over the suspension. I mean, it's just quite caked in there. And as a detailer, like I said before, this is absolutely killing me. You may ask yourself, okay, why the heck do I care about cleaning components, in areas like this that I never see? Well, the big thing is corrosion. Here in Colorado, and a lot of you on the East Coast actually see a lot of road salt. So it is very important to not corrode all of these materials under here to keep everything fresh and looking clean. There's lots of winter maintenance. It's kind of funny that, typically we mostly think summertime is the time to clean our cars, but in reality, winter time is really the time where the cars need our cleaning the most. So let's jump into this and get started cleaning up this absolutely filthy suspension. So there's a few tools you're gonna need to actually do this process. So number one being a pressure washer or some flow of water. Really prefer a pressure washer because it really gets in there, removes the dirt and grime, and really helps out a lot. Now, number two is an option, and that is a foam can. And I'm gonna show you how that works later on, but it really helps get in there, dissolve all that dirt and grime, and really lift it off. Now, number three, you can use this in part of number two. So this is an all-purpose cleaner. You can use any of your choosing. I really like to use either Gyeon all-purpose cleaner or sometimes even Simple Green. It's a great effective cleaner. Now, the other thing you're gonna want is some brushes. So you have wheel brushes like this that you can also use for suspension components. You've got bigger brushes like this that are great for fender arches, anything like that. And then getting down into a lug nut brush to go around, get in all of those little nooks and crannies. But that's about it. I do understand this can be quite tricky to do, especially in the middle of winter. Here in Colorado, we'll go from cold snaps. It was just -7 last night, but it'll get up to 40, 45 degrees, in a week or so. So those times are really good to be able to wash your car. I understand it may be cold. You guys all don't have a facility like this, but maybe winter time you say, okay, I need to find a detailer to clean up my car because it is really important to take care of these suspension components. So first off, let's jump in here and get rinsing. So already a massive difference here on the actual suspension and all of the wheel wells. Just cleaning this up, it really, really helps to do this often. So you're not getting that huge buildup of all this dirt and grime. So we're gonna do a couple things here. First off, I'm gonna come in with my all-purpose cleaner here and just start to spray everything down. Now the purpose here is I wanna let this all dwell, get in there, eat all that dirt, grime, salt, everything up, and we're just going to absolutely douse this in this cleaner. So say you're finding this video here in the summertime, you want to make sure that you're allowing this all-purpose cleaner to get in there and dwell. The big thing you don't want to do is let this stuff actually dry because it can really be nasty on components. It can leave spotting. things like that in there. So really important to make sure you do that. Next, what we're gonna add in here is a foam cannon. Now this is completely optional. You could 100% come in here, start agitating all this, you're gonna get an effective clean. What I wanna add though is a foam cannon. So this is the same soap I use on the exterior of the vehicle. What it's gonna do, get in there, it's gonna attach the dirt, pull it off, and just help speed along cleaning. So let's get this foam down. So as this sits and drips here, you've got a couple of options, and those options are to let this really get in there and dwell, or start agitating right away. Now, what I would typically do is immediately come in here and start agitating. So I'm gonna take a brush somewhat similar to this and start on the actual wheel wells, because this is where a lot of that dirt and grime builds up. Check out in here how much dirt and grime is actually already coming off here. Really, really nice. You want to be extra cautious here on an edge like this, that you're not getting it into the paint, obviously, because these brushes can scratch. You've got a lot of contamination in here, so just be cautious of that. But definitely just coming in here, agitating it like this. You can go up and down and maybe even back and forth to make sure you're not missing any areas. Big thing here is just being consistent. Make sure you're getting all of these suspension components while you're here. You've taken the time, you've cleaned off everything. Just get in there and take your time. So for the most part, we've actually got most of all of this really cleaned up pretty well. So let's start focusing on suspension. So I'm just gonna come in here with this lug nut brush that I have and just start agitating. This is super nice to get into all those little nooks and crannies here, to be able to get here on the actual coil spring and even the boot in between there. Just take your time with this stuff, guys. So I've spent a little bit of time here just coming in here, cleaning all this little stuff with the lug nut brush. Now, again, what I want to come back in and do is grab a bigger bristled brush like this. It's going to allow me to get in to areas I may have missed. It's a little bit longer bristle here. So what I can come and do is just get in there. Make sure you're just going over this nice and thoroughly, trying to not miss any areas. Again, you've taken the time to take off your wheels, to actually get in here and clean this. Make it worth it. Just take your time with it. If you're spending 10 minutes per corner, great. That's kind of what I recommend doing. And if you miss a spot, you're really not going to see it, but it's just important to get all of this crud off. Now I'm hitting this wheel well again, just to make sure I'm getting all that dirt and grime. You can still see. So this area is actually carpeted and holds just a ton of grime. This is plastic down here and really releases it nice. While you're in here, you can get the whole brake caliper while you're at it. Just go in and clean absolutely everything. Now that we've spent a little time getting in there, cleaning all that dirt and grime out, it's now time to come back and rinse. Once you're happy with the level of clean you've got, come back in, rinse it out. Awesome. Look how nice this looks already. All that dirt gone. Now I understand there's some here on the car. I'm going to be washing the whole car later on, so not really worried about that. Worried about the areas we can't see. Now, what do we add for protection? So this is what I've used, and this is called Gyeon Wet Coat. Now you can use this on paint, plastic, windows, everything. It's perfect for areas like this because it is so easy to use. Let me show you how simple this is. You spray this stuff on, just douse everything. You can go as crazy as you want to. Now it is an expensive product. I would keep it off the actual caliper here, but not too bad. So just come in there, spray this down. So now that we got this rinsed off, why this stuff is so awesome is it just goes absolutely everywhere. All these suspension components, again, keeping it off of the rotor. You can use it on the caliper, but I just don't like getting in all these brake components. But it just adds a little bit of a layer around here without any work, really. I mean, that's as simple as you can get. Goes all over the suspension components. And I find once you do this, maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, everything just stays nice. I mean, this looks like a brand new car. This car has almost 17,000 miles on it. It gets driven all year round, rain, snow, shine, you name it, but it looks amazing now. Here we go. Look at this. Looking pretty spectacular if you ask me. Now, obviously the rest of the car seriously needs a wash, but our suspension is looking pretty proper. Hard to believe this car has 17,000 miles, but that's what I'm telling you guys. If you consistently maintain vehicles, add protection to it, this stuff cleans up so nicely. It's not this huge intensive detail every time you do it. I spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes on this, and I would say that's pretty average to clean up a suspension like this. The more often you do it, the easier it is every time you actually do it. So I truly hope you guys enjoyed this out of spec detailing video. Very curious to see what other winter detailing videos, tips you may want to see. Now, this is not only a winter video, you can definitely do this spring, summer, fall, whenever your heart desires, but very important to keep this area clean. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.